Hey guys, Wolf here. You might have noticed that the title of the series has gone through a little change. We have dropped the went and have now changed it to What's Wrong with X. I felt like the What Went Wrong with X title implied I knew something about what had happened during the development of the game, and I do not. So I wanted to drop the went and just go with the What's Wrong with X. So from here on out, all of the videos will be called What Went Wrong. What's Wrong with X. I gotta get used to saying it. Now, I'm not sure how long this video is going to go on. I predict a long one because I got a lot of different points to go over, but we'll find out. Now, I'd like to start off with reiterating that I am not a developer. My word is not law. I am not some gaming guru or king. This is all just my opinion. Whatever these things I think that they could have changed could make the game better. It could make the game a lot worse. I am not positive. That said, let's get it started. And the very first point I'd like to go over is one that a lot of fans hated from the very beginning or felt should have been dropped from the game, and that is the AI, the grunt system. And the first thing they really could have done was just drop it from the game completely. I mean, if they would focus specifically on the Titans and the pilots themselves, have no grunt in it whatsoever, that would give players that pure PvP experience that they want. Some players feel like that they were trying to shove in a PvE experience, or that they were just there mainly for bad players to get kills. Personally, I don't mind this. A lot of my friends are not that good at first-person shooters, so to have those grunts there to let them get kills and feel good and keep going really helps me out, because I want to play with those guys even though they're not the best at first-person shooters. So for me, it was never really a big deal. Not to mention, I don't mind killing the grunts. I think it's kind of a fun, interesting challenge to the game. A couple ways they could fix this outside of just removing them altogether is just change their strength, make them stronger, make them deadlier. If that were to happen, players would have to look at them with a whole new perspective. The only downside of that is that that might become the focus. They might become too strong, and you find yourself getting killed more by grunts than players, which would not be fun at all. Because in a PvP game, you really want to be killing other players and killed by other players, preferably killing them before they kill you. You don't want to have random AI coming up and dropping you with one perfect shot to the head that no human could pull off. I kind of feel like they were cheating. So one thing I would do, instead of changing the strength completely and making them so much stronger, is I would give them more meaningful tasks. What if the AI could have accomplished objectives that could swing the turn of the battle, or the tide of the battle, or the scoreboard? You know, what if in a hard point, if 3 AIs got to the computer terminal, they could actually hack and take the hard point? That would put more players on the move. They would have to stop the AI, and they would have to take time to take them out. That could get a little annoying. If you're on your way hunting down a player and you see 3 AIs heading off to the hard point objective, you're like, crud, now I have to go after them. So I can see how that one would be a little bit annoying there. But that is an option, and I would actually like to see that. I would like to see the grunts play a more meaningful role, so that way I could have reason to hunt them down. I actually have a section later on that will focus specifically on that. And the next thing I wanted to talk about are the weapons. There were just not enough weapons. Now, the weapons played well, they shot well, they felt good, but there was nowhere near enough. At most, I think Titanfall had somewhere around 10 guns, which just isn't enough. If you compare it to something like Battlefield, which has multiple classes of guns, each ranging from 10 to 20, it can make Titanfall look a little barren, especially when you are leveling up and you hit 50 and you realize, oh, I only got a handful of guns to work with. One assault rifle, 2 SMGs, and 1 LMG, if you could call it that. So I would like to see a lot more weapons, even if it's just a deal to where they just copy and paste guns, change the colors, change the look a little bit, and just change the way they work, just to sight bit, just to throw more guns in there, because I'm one of those guys who likes to unlock a lot of different things in my games, and unlocking a lot of different kinds of guns is something I always like. Even if, you know, only 2 of them are really good and the other 50 are terrible, I still like the option there. That way I can just, you know, focus on different strategies on how to make this gun work. What would make it work? Why is it terrible? You know, how to get it to do something. And I would like the guns to support certain playstyles. I actually like the smart pistol if you use it to hunt down grunts. I love the shotgun because I love close range battles. I love the assault rifle. I like the LMG, but I would like to see it function more as an LMG in the game. So I think we need more LMG options. And that leads into my next point, playstyles. The Titanfall should go after playstyles for different classes and players. For example, going back to the smart pistol, I think one playstyle should be the grunt hunter. I should load my pilot out to where the only thing I care about is hunting down grunts. From my Titan to my pilot, my focus is killing grunts, killing as many grunts as I can. I ignore players and go straight for the grunts every time. I should be able to kill them quicker, faster, much better. My Titan is designed to just specifically hunt grunts. It can even be like a minier Titan that can fit into tighter areas, but can't stand up to another Titan. When I see another Titan, I just gotta get away from it and go for a grunt. Ignore the pilots, just go for grunts. You can even do one where an objective cap. Maybe my character caps objectives much faster than another character does. Whether it's turrets, hard points, who knows, maybe if I get the flag and I drop the flag, it takes a little bit longer for it to get returned than normally. It's things like that. I would also like to see pilot killers and Titan killers in the game. I would like to see players who focus specifically on going after pilots or going after Titans. That would be a great design for the game. Speaking of Titans themselves, we need way more Titans. There's not enough in the game, just not enough at all. And they need to come in various styles, just like the pilot should. Like I was saying with the pilots need to be, grunt hunters, objective hunters. The same thing with the Titans. The Titans need to have very specific role. I would like a Titan that's just a pure ranged artillery Titan who's going to sit at the edge of the map and just try and pick people off. Whether it's pilots or other Titans, he does not do good up close. He just sits in the back and just wells on people with artillery and sniper rifles. And his whole goal is to do just that. I would like to see the Strider turn into an actual speed freak. A Titan that just moves. Does not need to get in long drawn out fights. It hits and runs. Just hits and runs. I want to see more Titans do that. I would like to see a pure melee Titan. One that's just designed to get up in close and personal and do damage with fists or swords or something. Just more Titans. I want to see players have reason to change the Titans in the middle of the battle. I kind of get tired that I load up and I pick my Atlas or my Ogre or my Strider and I have zero reason to really change it. I pick the best loadout for them and go in there and do what I gotta do. I mean, most of the time I really don't notice a difference between the Ogre and the Strider, minus a few little things here and there outside of when you get your core abilities. So I would like to see that changed up. And if anybody's ever played was it Hawken or Mech Warrior, they have many different variations of how you can play the game. You can sit back and snipe. You can charge in with the fast machine. You have all kinds of different machines that do different things. The Titan gameplay is a little on the boring side because there's only 3 options and they only do so much. And for the most part, like I said, they all play exactly like one another, which is kind of a drag, man. They really could do a lot with that, and I would like to see more done with it. And the next big thing is that the only way the playstyles are going to work, the only way any of this would work if they followed with my plan for Titanfall, is we're going to need a lot more players and Titans on the map. In order to do that, we have to up that count. 6v6 I don't think would cut it. I really think we should go for at least 12v12. I personally would prefer 24 on 24 with battlefield size maps. I don't know if that's possible with all the Titans coming in and out. I don't know how well that would work, but it is something I think Respawn should look into for Titanfall 2. It doesn't have to be a permanent fixture, but I would like to see that as an option. Halo has the small 4v4 and the bigger 8v8. Battlefield has small battles and then much bigger battles. Maybe Titanfall 2 could look at it providing both for both kinds of players. Having more players would require bigger maps, which would allow us to fit more Titans on the battlefield and more pilots on the battlefield. In some ways, I feel like if I want to play a pilot who pretty much ignores Titans and goes after other things, like I can do in Battlefield, where I can just be a pure infantry guy who goes after other infantry and ignores tanks and planes and such, that would be a kind of a cool concept, you know? Instead of having to go after a pilot, kill a few grunts, oh no, a Titan shows up, better switch to go after it. It would be cool if I could focus on a play style. If my pilot and my Titan were dedicated to one kind of play style, the bigger maps would facilitate this if we could split that up. And to really think Titanfall 2 should focus on offering various playstyles. I think that would be a lot of fun and would like to see it put into the game. Like I said, I don't know if it would make a better game. It could make a much worse game. But I would love to see them try it, or at least talk about it, bring it up, and think about it. You know, if Respawn can actually look into something like this, it would be really cool. That said, I'm going to close out this series of what went wrong with, or what's wrong with Titanfall. Yes, they're going to get used to all I'm saying. And I would like to set up the next video, what is right with Titanfall. I know I've spit 2 videos kind of, you know, pointing out some of the falls or things I think they could have done better, but I think there was a lot of things Titanfall did right. There is a reason why when I pick it up and play it, I have a lot of fun, and why I wanted to record these videos, because I think it could be an incredibly good game, and I know right now it is a pretty fun game to play. I think Respawn did a great job, and I would like to talk more about that in the next video. Thank you guys. Feel free to watch the rest of the footage. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to favorite, like, and subscribe. Wolf out.
Check your HUD for the evac point. Two down.
You reached multiple rating goals. Well done.